How are you getting on, folks? Look at Wexford. It just doesn't seem to want to cooperate with me. Didn't really go to plan, but we're back in calmer waters now. Clonmel is back. I am absolutely delighted and sickened at the same time. Delighted, obviously, because Clonmel is possibly one of the best hunting grounds I do have in terms of tipping winners. As a few of you might know, have been following me for even since before I set up the Peaky blogger. You'd know that I have a little nickname for the course, Clean Sweep Clonmel. Look at it, just I don't know what it is about Clonmel, but we normally always, nearly always come out with more than what we came in with. So I'm a bit sick in the fact that it's on and I'm not going. I always try and go to Clonmel as most as I can, but obviously with COVID-19 and the restrictions being put in, we can't do it. And hopefully, sooner rather than later, we'll be able to get back on course and back ready to rock again, back going racing again. Obviously, when we do, I'm going to start bringing you a few race course reviews to try and get, I suppose, a few more people out going to race meetings and I suppose taking advantage of your local track that I suppose some people might overlook in terms of how lucky they are really to have such nice tracks so close to them. But look at we may as well kick on anyway with the tips for Clonmel. The first race obviously is going off at 4:05. It's a mare's maiden hurdle, if I'm not mistaken. It's we're going to go with Jessica Harrington's horse here, Gelona, currently trading around 9 to 2. Look at, it's a poor maiden hurdle. It's a poor mare's maiden hurdle. This Trevena is very, very costly to follow. Obviously, she is the one to beat in terms of looking at her flat performances, her flat wins in 2018 or 19. I can't actually remember now, but yeah, look, she was a very, very good flat performer. In terms of national hunt, she just hasn't, I suppose, caught the eye as much for me to, I suppose, take the chance and go back in her. But Gelona is possibly the best bred mare of the race. Well, there is no possibility about it. She is the best bred mare of the race. The dam is a half sister to the brilliant, I suppose, Jessica Harrington horse Jet. Obviously, Jet has been brilliant over hurdles and over fences so far in his career, and look at the more success the better, really, because I absolutely love that horse. Gelona herself being out of Milan, it obviously puts her in the same, I suppose, bloodline as the likes of Jet is obviously, and Jetski. Jetski obviously champion hurdle winner. When you look at it like that, when you have a champion hurdle sort of horse in the bloodline, it obviously, I suppose, speaks highly of the promise. She needs to, I suppose, jump an awful lot better than what she has been doing. She's only had one run over hurdle so far, but she's shown promise in her bumpers previously in the year before last. And if she improves, there's no reason why this mare can't go on and win this maiden hurdle here. Obviously, I suppose there's been an awful lot of downpour showers really in Ireland over the last, I'd say, 12 to 24 hours. If you look at the likes of Clifton and Galway, it's very, very dangerous. It's gone to the fact where it is dangerous now. That's just bursting banks and complete, I suppose, madness with flooding and everything else like that. But the beauty about Clonmel, it's down around South Tipperary. South Tipperary is known for good sandy ground. Unless we get an almighty downpour tonight, whatever rain falls should really seep into the ground, and I suppose, in terms of drainage, is possibly one of the best places for drainage in the country. So if I'm going to make a prediction, I'm going to say the ground is going to be maybe good to yielding in places, maybe good to soft. I don't know really. It all depends what rain falls tonight. But look at Jed alone at 9-2. You could be looking at worse, really, in my opinion. Now moving on to the 4:35, we're going to go with January Jets, currently trading around 6-4. The main, I suppose, positive of this horse is the form. Really, it's got an awful lot of like in his past season, especially around the winter time. You look at the horses this one has come up against, the likes of, I suppose, the big getaway, Fransan from Willie Mullins, Sempo, Joseph O'Brien. Look at, they're all very, very good horses, and the form has stood up. It's got a 9-month absence to overcome here today, but really and truly, when you're looking at the form, it's shown, and it's in the Henry de Bromhead yard now. Henry de Bromhead has been, I suppose, very, very good at producing horses to go out as newcomers and go and actually run and win their races. But look, we don't really know. It's hard to really tell, but look at, when you're looking at form, this one stands out a mile. It stands out a country mile, and if it gets a good shoe into the race, Clonmel will suit it. And I think this horse is going to win very, very closely. 6-4, it's a sharp price, but look at, you could, like I said, you could be going on worse. Now moving on to the 5:10, we're going to go with Rebel Gold, currently trading around 6-1. Obviously, if it's at an each way price, I suggest an each way bet. This horse at the moment, it's currently trading around 6-1, so it falls into the each way category. Look at this horse is very, very interesting. As you all know, the ones that have been following the Peaky blogger since it started up, I tipped this horse in Limerick, if I'm not mistaken. There at the start of the year, at the start of the season. It drifted out to 20-1 that day, and it returned a very, very nice winner for us. It's run very, very good races so far this season. I've been very, very impressed with it. It's run some very good races around Clonmel. It finished behind Farmix, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Farmix, I think the horse was. But look at it, was 20 lengths down that day. Farmix is a machine though. Like, Farmix just goes to the front and no one can catch it. Unless it's really grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 standard. There's nothing that catches it really. This Rebel Gold, it ran a very good race. It was out of its depth in Galway. But saying that, it ran a very good race. If I'm not mistaken, it was third that day. Behind John Snow, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was John Snow. It was one of the Richie horses anyway for Willie Mullins. That horse has gone on since and won very, very comfortably with none other than Sky Ace in behind, who has been an absolute revelation since going to the Shark Handling Yard for trading for just a short selling price of €600. So look at, the form is there. It's in the books. There's an awful lot of these horses that do have an awful lot of questions to answer. Will they handle a roller coaster track like Clonmel or not, is the big question. I think there's an awful lot of these that have some serious question marks over their price. This one has, I suppose, the form to back it up, and it's definitely one to seriously consider for this race here today. If it doesn't win, I expect it to at least put in a very, very good show and at least place. I'd be expecting it to place. If it doesn't place, I'd be a bit disappointed really, but don't be surprised if this horse comes up and, I suppose, causes a little bit of a shock. Now, moving on to the 5:40, another each way shout here. We're going to go with Here for the Crack. Currently trading around 10-1. I absolutely love this veteran. There's no other way to describe it. It has pucks of ability. It is absolutely pucks of ability. The only downfall, really and truly, at the end of the day, is the opening markers coming in on now today. It's a small little bit high, but the one good thing about it is Gavin Bruder. No, it's not Gavin. It's Garage Bruder taking the ride. Very, very well capable rider. Very, very underrated in my opinion. Is I suppose he lives in the shadows of his brother Kevin, who has been one of the best, I suppose, value for claims when he was a claimer. Um, Obviously now he's I don't know what sort of term you'd use for it, but he's turned into a very, very well capable professional jockey now at this stage. Um, but yeah, look at here for the crack. Like I said, there's an awful lot of these that would have an awful lot of question marks over their heads, and I was actually there in the day on the 5th of September last year, where Touch of Gold uh, just betted on the day. Here for the crack was in second, put in a very, very good performance, and look at, if it takes to the track as well as it did that day, I would have no problem in saying that this horse is going to run on for a place. And a 10-1, it's well worth an each way bet, in my personal opinion anyway. The only really downfall, like I said, is the opening mark. It might be a little bit too high, but Garage Bruder takes off £7, and look at, it's well worth it in my opinion. But look at, who am I to say at the end of the day? Yeah, look at, I've nothing really as more to say about it. Only that I hope this horse places, just for the sake of it being one of Ireland's most loved veterans in the game. Now moving on to the 610, we're going to go with Knock on Steel, currently trading around 7-2. Look at, Clonmel normally likes to favour the front runners. If you have a good front runner in going to Clonmel, you're nearly, I suppose, looking forward to it, I suppose, running up that home straight in front with an awful lot of horses working hard in behind. This Knock on Steel, look at, it's possibly one of the best, I suppose, front running handicappers in the country at the minute. It put in some very, very good performances. Won at Bellewstown, if I'm not mistaken, there at the start of the season. I'm not 100% sure now, but I know it put in a very, very good performance. I know we were on that day, if I'm not mistaken, it was 6-1 the day it won. Yeah, I'm nearly sure it was in Bellewstown, but look at, Clonmel will really suit this horse. Brian Jordan, look at, I honestly think he's going to have this horse well primed. It's possibly one of his best horses in the yard. I don't know, like the horses that Brian has too, with too much detail, like just being totally honest, but I've definitely been, I suppose, this Knock on Steel has really caught my eye, what I'm trying to say. It's in a nice, I suppose, mark for its hurdles. It was way over its depth the last day when it was going over fences, but it's back down again, nice opening mark. I think this horse has got a very, very good chance. It'll go from the front, there's no doubt about that, and I think this horse is going to be very, very hard caught. 7-2 is a very nice price. Now, 640, nap of the day, 1,000 tiers, 7-2 again. Really and truly, look at, we napped it up for Kilbeggan the last day. It absolutely hosed up. Won with plenty in hand. It's gone up £4. It's gone up in trip. Really and truly, it shouldn't be, I suppose, too stretched in my personal opinion. Martin Burke takes off £2. So that halves the penalty that it's coming under. And we've seen the way it won in Kilbeggan the last day. The increase in trip shouldn't really be a problem. 7-2. I'm struggling to see how this horse is such a big price. I know it's a fairly competitive field, but the horse is clear as day in form. Really and truly, I'd be very, very surprised to see this horse even being close to be bet. There's an awful lot to like about this horse, and yeah, I think this horse is going to get going to take some stopping. I'd expect to see it pouncing, I suppose, turning into the straight. If it's still in contention and if the jockey isn't moving a muscle, I'd be I'd be absolutely jumping around the place with excitement, because this horse will take some stopping. Now, last race of the day, we're going to go with the next best. Leaving the next best to the last race hasn't really, I suppose, proven fruitful to me in the past, but we're going to go with Cotty at 2-1. Look at second last day behind She Wears It Well. She Wears It Well is now possibly one of the leading fancies for the Mayor's Novice Hurdle in Cheltenham. The form has been backed up. Went on to beat Bonark very, very well the last day in Sligo. Jumped very well and all that. But we're going to focus on Cotty here. There's an awful lot of these mares that Cotty would have had in behind that day in Galway. I reckon this this mare for the Taft team, it shouldn't really be caught. It ran a very, very good race on debut. Pat Taft, look at, I suppose it's hard to comprehend really what sort of a rider he is. I don't want to sound too harsh on him, but I definitely think there is stronger jockeys in this race. Well, look at, there's no point in denying it. There is stronger jockeys, the likes of Patrick Mullins, Jamie Codd. It's very hard to knock them back. But Pat Taft now has tasted the winners and like the winning feeling, really, what I'm trying to say. And look at, I'd be expecting this horse to win comfortably. If it just, I suppose, avoids the, I suppose, troublesome, I suppose, running like the Taff horse did the last day in, where was it? It was in Downpatrick. It just, it completely veered off to the left going up the running. If this horse does this today or tomorrow, whatever you're watching this video, it's going to make the race very, very tricky for her to win. But the fact that it's come second to She Wears It Well obviously speaks volumes. I'd be expecting this horse to win comfortably. But look at, I'm going to leave it there. It's 17 minutes long, the video. I'm very, very sorry, but I just get so excited about Clonmel. I'm going to leave it there. Look at, thanks again for watching. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. And make sure to visit the World of Sport website, www.theworldofsport.co.uk. Thanks very much.